first. I'm down at the mall where all the museums are. The Smithsonian is here. Behind me is the Air and Space Museum, and they're building the hell out of that thing. So they're going to make it nicer for you when you come back. And see, on my back there, that's the Lincoln Memorial. That's where I usually walk. That's way back there. And what I'm looking at, and I'll show you now, right back there, there's the U.S. Capitol. Okay, that's where all the decisions are made. That they pass laws to make grants and stuff like that. And this is an interesting little. Uh, See that thing there, the little tent or whatever. That's for dogs, and it's to give pets water while they're walking around. It's from PETA, the animal rights people. They have that there. But let me tell you about another thing that ends tomorrow. Facebook, I don't know if you remember, years ago, uh, Facebook, there was a company called Cambridge Analytica, and they're in the UK. And what they did during the election, I don't know if it was Biden's election, no, it was the 2007. So that's so. Thank you, ma'am. 2007. And what they did is take all the data in Facebook and they used it to make money. Okay. Now, what happened? Somebody sued them, and they just lost the battle since 2007. They've been fighting this in the courts. Okay. And they lost the battle, and they had to change their practices. So now Facebook can't do that anymore. And what's happened? This company has to pay back, or Facebook has to pay damages to all the people that were hurt. So if you had an account with Facebook between 2007 and actually December 22nd, 2022, you were hurt, okay? So you could get something. And they say, well, some people get $15,000 or so. I don't know if everybody's going to get that, but the whole damages they have to pay is almost $1 billion. This is a class action lawsuit, $725 million, so that's almost $1 billion, that Facebook has to pay. They probably won't even notice it, to tell you the truth. And so that's a little, but I'll tell you what's interesting too. The lawyers who are fighting Facebook are going to get 180 million of that. So you take 200 million from that, you probably about 550 million dollars to split against everybody who applies. Okay, so you have to apply. Now, how do you apply? You have tomorrow, right? Uh, yeah, there are actually 87 million Facebook users uh, were affected. So I don't know how many of those. So you have to apply to get the money. So you have till tomorrow. It's a form. I put the link in the title. It just fit. Okay, and here it is. If I misspelled it or whatever, because I'm down on the mall writing on this stuff, and I've been known to make a few mistakes in life. The older I get, man, the more mistakes, and I just roll with it. I just know I'm going to make them. They used to be change the world phenomenon. I don't make mistakes, and you do all your life. Just when you get older, you realize it more. So here's the website: Facebook user privacy settlement. Facebook user privacy settlement.com. Facebook user privacy settlement.com. Facebook user privacy settlement.com. So that's what you want. See, there's always things going on. This country is so bloody big, so many opportunities hiding everywhere. And what you have to do, you have to have your antenna out to catch these. Otherwise, you're going to go, it's going to fly by you, and the people who are digging around will find it and have a payday. Now, what happens, I think most of the people, well, I tried something like that and never worked. Fine. So try something else. You have to find things that work for you. But that doesn't mean not trying. It's sort of like getting a grant or getting money, a grant to pay rent, or, ma'am, oh, no, somebody just dropped something. I want to make sure that's on. And they tried one place and then they didn't have any, so they think, oh, there's none there. That is absolutely false. false, false, false. Yeah, because there's so many programs that offer money that you can't say no. And the more you try, what happens, tell you the truth, at least in my life, I've seen when I try for something a lot, and then after you try and you get your head beat against the wall, nothing happens. You start seeing different things. It changes your outlook. It changes your mind. You see other possibilities that you may be able to work with that will also solve the problem. You know, like you want a grant to start a business. Well, you go looking for grant, and then you'll stumble into something. Well, we don't. What about a contract? You don't know what it is. Say, no, I want a grant. But if you listen, a contract is better than a grant, man, because it's a lot bigger and you can get it forever. So, and particularly now in starting a business, I don't think you need money to start any business. Um, uh, you just choose a business that you don't need money for. Like I was helping uh, a member the other day who had um, some idea for us, a new potion that is diet formula and all this kind of how to lose weight and get rid of diabetes. And it sounded like a legit thing, but he's been spending a ton of money trying to get a product to do. It fails, and he's been going years and years. He's borrowing money from other people and things like that. Well, you know, after failing so much doing the same thing, you have to do a different way to do it. So I'm trying to talk them into, okay, you know all this information about how people could live better lives, healthier, live longer, and all this kind of stuff, and you have this product to do it. Well, now that failed because you needed a lot of money to do that. Well, you don't need a lot of money if you're selling information. So you could sell education. Here's how to lose money. I mean, yeah, that's the internet. That's what the internet is called. How to lose money. But here's how to, lose weight, be healthier, and everything with these principles. And you go educating people with your knowledge, and you can charge for that. That's what I've been doing. I started 3 or 4 companies like that. The first two I started, I got money to start it, and I went out of business. And the next 2 or 3, I don't use any money to start a business. Look at, I get free advertising. I go on YouTube. Before, I used to run around the mall with a camera crew to advertise on TV. It would charge me thousands and thousands and thousands, as much as $50 to $100,000 to do that. Now it's free. And selling information, that's free too. I put it on the website, people pay to use it. See, you don't need money. You don't need a LLC, you don't need a lawyer, you don't need an accountant, you don't need anything. If you can keep a checkbook, you're an accountant. That's all you have to do, is make sure you know what you spend money on, and make sure you account for the money that comes in. And the bottom line is profit. That's all. You don't need to know anything about it. And there's so much free help to do all those things too. Uh, there's mentors and nonprofit organizations that will help you with these kinds of things, all for free. Or another way to do it is go to um, Meetup, meetup.org, MEETUP. No, it's .com. It used to be .org, but it's meetup.com. And you find a group of like-minded entrepreneurs or women business owners or any kind of business. There's probably 10, 20, 30, 100 people in your neighborhood doing what you want to do, and you could learn from them for free. They already went up the learning curve. See all that. You don't need it. And advertising, sure, if you talk to an advertising person, they'll tell you need a lot of money. But if you don't have money, so then what do? You go out to get money and you buy the advertising and you still won't sell anything because it takes a long time to learn what people will buy from you and why and how much. And the best way to do that is with social media, so you learn slowly and don't waste any money. So you do free seminars on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. You go to the library, you could do a free seminar at the library, and they'll advertise you and draw a crowd as long as you don't sell anything at the library. You don't want to sell anything, you just want to collect names. You want to see what people buy and how much. So this way, collecting names and whatever is better than collecting debt, because that's what you're going to do by going to uh, Google and paying attention to everybody who promises you to make $1 million with their idea on how to start a business. Don't forget, they're the ones making $1 million. Yeah, that may or may not be uh, legit or good, but most of them fail because you don't have your heart in it. You're thinking somebody else will do it. It's like you're fighting. You know, well, I mean, I think of Ukraine. How Ukraine, the little country, nobody there, they're kicking ass in Russia. Why? Because it's in their heart, you know, and that's what is the best motivator. Russia, all they have is money and tanks and people, and they're losing the goddamn thing, you know. Same way how we lost Vietnam, went over there, and these people fighting for their life is inside their soul, you know. That's why if you find something you really want to do, you'll fight for your life to make it happen. You taking somebody else's idea and they promise you make $1 million, you know, the first time you hit a roadblock, you're going to stop. You're going to hit roadblocks no matter what, you know. So you have to do something that you're going to keep going with all the roadblocks. You probably hit two, three, four, five roadblocks a day. That's what life is, and that's why you have to choose wisely, wisely, wisely. Actually, my new granddaughter name is Wiley, like Wiley Coyote. Yeah, they're sort of hippie folks. They're fun. So they named the daughter Wiley. Matthew, I still haven't found who to contact for copay help. Uh, well, Jack, I have a listing. Uh, you know, go on Facebook. Tell me again. It's in that. Uh, but say the copay help. There's like two or three organizations that do that, and you should have them one way or another. You've been around here, but it's hard to dig through all that stuff. So let me send it to you again, okay? Uh, let's see. We'll get far that way if we will. We will get far. Facebook user pricing. Uh, love the advice on the sweater. Oh, it's not a sweater. This is 90 degrees out today. Actually, I think it's going to be in it. I love your spunk. Spunk, go ahead. That's good. How are you doing? Thanks for everything. Oh, thanks, Dwayne. Nice. I don't believe that anyone is getting $15,000 a pop. It says in the article that some people are getting up to 15,000, but lots of wind. Oh, do you hear the wind on the audio? Well, I got to go finish walking. I didn't walk yesterday. I had another meeting with my Chinese family, and so I got to go exercise. So I didn't exercise yesterday, so I got to double exercise today. Gonna do 8 miles, go to the gym, do some weights, do a little swimming, get back. And this afternoon, for members, I'm gonna go on. I hope to go on. Let's Go Help too, to take questions. Okay, this afternoon. So if you're around, you know, keep it on, and you'll see me pop up. I don't know exactly when yet. I hate having a. I know it's bad for you, but I hate having a schedule. I feel like I'm in jail. I feel like I'm getting married again or whatever. My life is too important. Because then if I'm not inspired to do it, then you won't get the good part of it. Does any organization help with 501 filing fee in California? Uh, it's $600. Uh, there may be. What to do is California, every state has an association of nonprofit organizations, okay? An association of nonprofit organizations. Um, and ask them because they may know of other ways. Or you do a crowdfunding source for that, $600. And I don't know what your crowdfunding is for, or what your nonprofit is to do that. But you know, you don't have to be a nonprofit to get money. Maybe put aside that finalize. See, being a successful nonprofit is finding a grant to do what you want to do. So I would put aside filing for a nonprofit and start working on finding money for your nonprofit to do what you want to do. because once you do that, that will be a lot easier to get that funding money to do it. And you will not be a nonprofit no matter how many legal fees you pay until you get a grant to do something. That's the determination. That's like being an LLC before you get a customer. You're not a business with an LLC. You're a business when you get a customer. So you're not a nonprofit because you became a nonprofit with the city or the state or whatever. Uh, you're a nonprofit when you find a place that will give you money to do what you want to do. So if you concentrate on that first, and then you find, oh yeah, so you go down to your community development office and say you want to do this for maybe seniors, and they say, oh well, this sounds pretty good. Yeah, we have this program here. You could probably be eligible for it. Now you go and hustle that $600 to become a nonprofit because you know you're going to get a good chance of getting money. Until then, see, you're going to spend $600 and still don't have a pot to pee in to do anything. So find money to do what you want to do because that's the key to your success. That's the key to you being a nonprofit. It's not spending money to the government so they call you a nonprofit. That doesn't matter. That's only because you got. That's because some people only give you money if you be a nonprofit, and some of these people who give it to nonprofits will also give it to individuals or to businesses or whatever. So the same thing. So just say you're a nonprofit, you're in the works, and you're looking for money. Go look for money, okay? And you're in the middle of the paperwork. Just say that, because until you solve that problem, you're not a nonprofit. You're just a piece of paper that costs you $600. Uh, and that's why we got it all backwards. But that's what people tell you when you go to Google. That's what people tell you when you want to start a business. You go online and you become an LLC. You get all this kind of stuff. Get your accountant. Get your fancy office and all this shit. And all you're doing is spending money. You go out of business, and they won. They won. All the people you paid money to be in business. No, you go get a customer because particularly the customer doesn't care if you're an LLC. Customer doesn't care, about this kind of stuff the government cares about. You know, and if you did something illegal, it'll take them 3 years to find you, and by that time you'll be out of business, or you pay the extra $50 fine because you didn't pay some paperwork. Man, remember, you're not in business. You're not. Uh, a nonprofit until you have a customer or you found a source of funding for your ideas. Okay? Let me go back and work. Okay, well, I don't work. I haven't worked in 50 years. This is not work. This is life. And it's having fun and helping people. So for me, it's letsgohelp.com. If you're not a member, go to tryletsgo.com. That's a free service that help you get started without giving me a nickel. Okay, just start doing it, man. That's what it's all about.